This is the plaintiff, David Borges. He says he set up a tent in his driveway and a strong wind blew it into his car, causing damage. He brought it to the defendant's shop, and the guy did an awful job. It looks like he used magic marker to fill in the scratches because they're all still visible. He promised he'd fix everything, but obviously he hasn't. So here they are. He's suing for $1,705.98, the amount he paid the inept defendant. This is the defendant, Nick Galileo. He told the plaintiff his car would be ready in 2 or 3 days, but it took about a week because some of the parts were on special order. He can't understand why the guy is suing him because he was completely fine with the work he did. The guy even invited him to his birthday party. He's accused of shoddy workmanship.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
You know, like saying it without really saying it.
Like what?
You know, if there's I hope there's not a problem. He's a very good friend of my family. I wouldn't want to see that. I wouldn't want any problems here. Kind of, you're going to get fired if we have a problem, basically.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff claims the defendant did an unbelievably bad job repairing his car. It looks like it was painted with a magic marker. The defendant says, if the job was so bad, why did the plaintiff invite him to the plaintiff's birthday party? It's the case of the birthday suit.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Mr. Borges, you are suing Mr. Galileo for $1,705.98 that you say is you want back, that you paid him to fix your car.
Correct.
Correct? All right, tell me what's going on.
Basically, I was introduced to Mr. Galileo through a boss that I used to work with for a company. Friend of a friend, so.
Friend of your boss?
Right, friend of my boss.
Okay.
I just scratch and dents like all over the car, and I needed him to get fixed. I wanted to look new again, so I brought it to him. I left him the car, and basically he just, like, he told me it would be like 2 or 3 days or 3 or 4 days, whatever he said, 2, 3, 4 days, something like that. So after a couple days, I'd call him and check up and say, hey, what's the progress, And he told me that it was finished. I drove down there, and I'm like, okay, holes weren't filled in, some scratches were still visible. And I don't know why he started getting nasty with me. He started getting, aggravated and this and that because I was pointing things out, what's this,
Do you have any pictures of what you're saying was wrong with the car when you took it out of his custody?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see them. You pick up your car, you're unhappy with the job, and then what happens? By the way, when did you pick up the car?
It was October 14th.
Of when?
Of 2004.
When did you take these pictures? Daytime or nighttime or what? Because I can't see anything.
A little bit of both.
Okay, you're going to have to, I need you to come over here. Do you have the actual pictures or no? You just printed them out on a piece of paper?
Right. I have my laptop if you want to see.
That might be better. Do you have it all?
More visible?
Yeah. While you're getting your laptop revved here, tell me what's going on here. He says you guys did a really shoddy job. What say you to that? Did you do a shoddy job or did you do a good job?
Absolutely not. I did a great job, I think. He had, given me the check, whatnot, and then he was concerned with some minor scratches on the lower driver's side door. I told him, so I don't have to inconvenience you. I understand your distance. I'll come up to your workplace, and I'll take care of it there. So after buffing out his car, we had I pulled the car around to the front of his office. One of my preferred customers, who was one of my witnesses, but could not make it today.
Yeah, well, then I hate to break it to you, but he's not a witness. Go ahead.
Well,
but who's that? His boss?
His boss.
Okay.
Okay, we were all outside. He was very happy with the work.
Who's he? The boss or
Dave.
him?
Dave.
Dave was.
Yeah, very happy with the work. It was just that his boss had seen, his expressions, his excitement to finally see his car completed. Had asked me questions on his girlfriend's car. And
so Dave's all excited at that point.
He's all excited, and his check did not clear.
Everybody's happy, and his check had not cleared.
Yeah, I still went up there and
he never stopped payment on the check.
No, he never stopped payment on the check, and if he was unsatisfied with the work, then he would have obviously done that.
Why is it a year later that we're doing this? I'm sort of curious.
What happened was my boss was giving me hints and clues, telling me.
Hints and clues?
Like saying it without really saying it.
Like what?
You know, if there's I hope there's not a problem. He's a very good friend of my family. I wouldn't want to see that. I wouldn't want any problems here. Kind of, you're going to get fired if we have a problem, basically.
Kind of like that?
He wasn't saying it.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Did it ever occur to you that it might be a bad idea to use your boss's friend to do your body work?
No, it really didn't actually.
Because you figured you'd save a buck? Do you have any idea if he even gave you a good price? Maybe you did. I have no idea. But I'm just saying, you never even shopped around. I mean, do you understand how unwise your conduct was? Like, you never even shopped around to find out if that was a reasonable price.
No, I kind of knew.
You kind of knew
what
it was a
going to
good
be
deal?
because my cousin does.
So you couldn't resist the good deal.
Right, and he's like, yeah, I'll work with you. He said, yeah, my boss says.
That's what it was. You couldn't resist the good deal.
Right. So I said, oh,
my
great,
grandmother had a saying, lo barato sale caro. The cheap comes out expensive.
Yeah.
Okay. So you now you got the whole like bed with your boss thing going on, right? That your boss is in your personal life and in your personal affairs. And
right.
I hope we're not going to have a problem here.
Right.
By the way, let me ask you a question because I think I might know the answer to this. Why are you suing now a year later? Are you no longer working for that guy?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I knew it. I was gonna lose my job if I even attempted to do anything like this. Because he'd tell me, he'd just make comments, and I was like, I'd rather just keep working.
This is why, like most people, might have the good sense not to really use their boss as friends.
I had to learn the hard way.
The plaintiff had an auto body experience. Will he get a $1,700 refund? Catch Billy on Rules next. So how smart was this plaintiff hiring a repair shop based on his boss's recommendation?
Well, I don't think it was very smart at all because if there was a conflict, then he may not have a job.
And guess what? There's a conflict. What do you think?
Well, I think if the boss is someone that you respect, I would consider the recommendation of his friend to be a good recommendation, and I would have hired him.
Yeah, well, look at where the plaintiff got from that. We're going inside the courtroom.
So then what happened with your job?
I left. I wound up leaving for
so you quit.
other
and then
reasons.
What,
right.
did you quit on day one and on day two filed the lawsuit?
No, and then I was like, well, I don't have anything to worry about, and
so
I'm
now
still stuck with this damage.
Give me that computer. Let me see the pictures. Are you all revved up and ready?
Yeah.
Was this like a big surprise that the judge was going to want to see pictures of the damage?
Like no, it's just.
Okie dokie. What's that a picture of? The blue sky? That's helpful.
That's the trunk, and you'll see like little marks everywhere.
Oh, that's the reflection? Wow. What color's your car?
It's black. So it's very hard to tell.
This is the car?
That's the trunk.
That's the car.
I mean the hood. I'm sorry. Yeah. See the
that's the hood?
Yeah, it's the hood. That's the left side of the hood.
Boy, does that car shiny. I don't. What am I supposed to be seeing there?
You see like all scratches.
That?
You see all that? It looks like it was filled in with a permanent marker.
What is that right there?
That's like a nick.
It's like a nick? That's the way he returned the car to you?
Yeah. Some spots just weren't touched. I mean.
Well, but here's a little problem we have with that. It's been a year. How do I know you didn't get those nicks later? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you think that might be a problem with the case? What's this a picture of?
Oh, that's the bottom. Oh no, it's a side mirror. I don't know what he did, what kind of polish or whatever he used, but it took off some of the plastic color.
You tell me what's going on here. Was he just too picky a customer, or?
No, it wasn't. I thought he was a very satisfied customer. I mean, 70% of my business comes from referrals. I don't ever send a customer out of my shop that's going to be unhappy, and if they are, I'll take care of it.
Right.
I mean,
you're right to do that because that is how this business runs.
It is a fact that 70% of the business is from referrals.
Right. So why do you think he comes to you a year later? If he was satisfied, how do you know he was satisfied? By the way.
Because you could just see like the look on someone's face when they come to pick up their car. That's the most satisfying thing in my business. Like that's why I do it. What I do. So when someone comes to pick up their car, they're just like, oh my God.
And he was totally cool and friendly with you.
He actually invited me a couple weeks down the road to his birthday party.
To his birthday party.
In Hoboken or whatever, going out.
Did you invite him to go out to your birthday party?
I invited him before I picked up the car.
You had what?
I had invited him. We were, kind of friends. I was being cool about things,
So you invited him to your birthday party? After you did such a bad job in your car?
No, I invited him before.
Before you picked up the car, you invited him to your birthday party?
When I picked up the car, I thought we were going to fight because him and his friend were there. I wanted my car. He was like, no, I'm not giving you the keys.
I just say, here's a real problem with your case, Mr. Borges. And, it's not a small problem, okay? You made a decision at the time, which I can understand. You know, you're working there, you don't want to lose your job or whatever, but there's a cost to making that decision. You know, you're coming up a year after work has been done and saying, look at all the nicks and scratches on my car, Judge. How do I know those weren't on there last week?
Well, he has pictures of before and
Okay,
after.
show me the pictures of how bad a job you did. Watch this, David. Show me the pictures. Wait. Hold on. I'm getting ready to see those pictures, David. Show me the pictures of how bad a job you did.
Let me get my laptop. No, I'm only kidding.
Yeah.
I don't have any pictures. Your Honor, I mean,
he's not going to bring him to court to help your case. You know, you've got a situation where you wait an entire year. You know, most of the times when someone's unhappy with a job that's been done, they express that unhappiness right then. They don't try to keep it cool with them and invite them to the birthday and tell them that kind of stuff doesn't happen. And so it makes it very impossible for you at this juncture to be able to carry your burden of proof in a court of law to say that the stuff you're showing me now, every last one of them is something that he's responsible for fixing. I can't do it. I feel bad for you because I'm sort of buying this whole thing about your boss thing, but that doesn't mean that you get a free pass on the burden of proof. Nobody does. Verdicts for the defendant.
Just hold on right there, please.
You waited too long. Come on out here. You understand the verdict, right?
Yeah, I do.
Why'd you wait so long? And if you had it to do again, what would you do next time?
I waited so long. I was just under pressure. Couldn't really do anything. I paid the guy. Still had the damage. Boss was on my case.
How about the idea of mixing the boss in with your personal business? How about that whole concept?
Yeah, it wasn't my choice to mix in. He would just kind of come up to me because he would make comments to my boss, and my boss would hear about him come up to me, and so I didn't agree. So.
All right. Documents are waiting for you right down that way.